Welcome back to Cooking with KP. Today, a real simple, easy laksa. You're going to love this. All the ingredients for this recipe I basically had sitting in the cupboard or in the fridge. So I'm going to show you, you can make laksa with leftovers and stuff laying around. Alright, first thing we need to do, we need a couple of eggs. We want to boil those for 3.5 minutes. I'll put a link to the perfect egg recipe that Evan and I did last year. Alright, next thing we need, look, just packet sausages. This just makes it easy. Sausages have also got their own flavours inside. They're already salted and they've got the pepper and other flavours, and they work out perfect. Chop the end off a sausage and just squeeze out little meatballs like this onto a baking tray. Use the baking paper, it makes cleanup really easy and stops things sticking to your oven tray. Alright, so there's no real rocket science to this. Squeeze out the meatballs. Try and make them uniform. I'm hopeless at it, but it doesn't matter. There's no rules when it comes to cooking with KP. Got our meatballs done. Oven's at 180. Let's go put them in for about 25 minutes. Alright, we want some onions chopped up. I actually did a quarter cut. Sorry, the camera wasn't running when I did the quarter cut to show you how to do a quarter cut. But, we want some onions. Laksa uses two size noodles. They use a thin noodle and they use a thicker noodle. These are both rice noodles. I buy them on special when I can. When you cook them, follow the instructions, it makes it easy. Always have them in the cupboard. Here's our meatballs, all golden. 25 minutes later, they're cooked. I'll set them aside now, let them cool, and we'll go to the next step. We need some stock. I love this Marcel powdered stock. I'm not sponsored by Marcel, and I just judge the amount. I judge until I get the right colour. Hot water to dissolve the powder. This stuff is also MSG free. That's another reason why I do use it. Alright, so stock's made, put that aside. Snow peas aren't traditional in laksa, but they're going in mine tonight. So what we want to do is de-string them. Now what we've got is a bowl of cold water, and we're going to chop these into 3 pieces so they'll fit onto a spoon. You want to be able to eat laksa with a spoon. So by now your eggs are cooked. You might as well shell your eggs and get them cut and set aside. We want to cut the eggs in half. You'll see at the end of the video what I mean. Alright, that's all done. Alright, canned baby corn. You don't have to buy the fresh stuff, just buy the canned stuff. But what I will say is you do need to rinse them well and get rid of the brine. That'll take away some of the funky flavour out of it. Alright, had some mushrooms. I'm going to cut these in half and then into 3-4 pieces again. Mushrooms aren't traditional in laksa, but they're going in mine. I had them kicking around. You can use Asian mushrooms if you wish. These are just little white button mushrooms. And it just gives you a different texture, a different flavour. Makes it more interesting and it adds to your vegetable factor. Alright, corns are rinsed. And we want to cut these up into 3 to 4 pieces, again so they'll fit on the spoon. I would also by now be heating up some hot water to pour into your bowls prior to. Look, in Canberra here it gets really cold, and if you put hot laksa in a cold bowl, it will go cold quickly. We want to keep it nice and warm. Alright, so the last piece of corn's cut. We'll set that aside. And we need some coconut cream, so I'll go ahead and open that. We want some bean sprouts. I'm going to put those aside. And now we've got our wok going. A little bit of oil. You can use a big pot if you wish, or a deep fry pan. Put your onions in. And you want to keep an eye on these onions. We don't want them to caramelise. We want them to soften and go golden brown. And I like to put rice wine in. Look, you don't have to. If you have sherry, you could do that. You could even use a little bit of beer, and it will just help soften those onions a little bit quicker and give it a little bit more of a golden tinge. But golden, yes. Black, no. Alright, so we've cooked those for about 5 minutes. And again, I'm removing those. Alright, a little bit more oil. And then I've put in red curry paste. You can buy Laksa paste if you wish. I only had red curry paste sitting in the fridge, so I'm using that tonight. And believe me, it does work. You don't end up with a red curry at all, you end up with a Laksa. Alright, in goes our coconut cream. And I used about 3/4 of the stock we made up, and that was about 4 cups. Some fish sauce, if you have it laying around, put that in. You can use a little bit of soy if you wish. It might be a little bit heavy. We're putting our mushrooms in. I'm going to let those soak up all the coconut and curry flavour. The corn, we want to cook it off a little bit more, and they soften a little bit more. So we give them a stir. This is a meal that you don't really have to keep an eye on if you're cooking it low and slow like I did. Alright, our onions, we're putting those in. And this is a great meal if you're trying to do 2 things at once. Alright, in goes our little meatballs. And they're going to soak up again all that flavour and all that coconut and curry. And you can see there's a fair bit of liquid because that's what we want with a Laksa. We want it a real nice soupy consistency. Keep an eye on it, stir it. And once you've done that, you can go back to what we were doing. Don't forget to always check for taste. Look, with the fish sauce, it did not need any extra salt, did not need any extra curry powder, curry paste. In goes our snow peas. You could use sugar snap peas, you could use fresh beans. One thing I wish I did have, unfortunately it died off a little bit early, was coriander. I usually have coriander in the garden. So making sure the corn is at a consistency that I like. Now it's ready to plate up. So hot bowl, we've put in our 2 different types of noodles. And we start serving up all this delicious vegetables and a little bit of meat. This recipe will make enough for 4 people. And don't forget to put a little bit of extra liquid in. Just like that. Got a nice amount of liquid, nice amount of noodle, nice amount of vegetable and meatball. And I like chili oil. I'll put an annotation at the end how to make chili oil. Bean sprouts on top, that gives you a beautiful little crunch. And you see the chili oil on the bench. Get rid of that, otherwise it will stain. Alright, there's your half egg. Perfect, runny, boiled egg. I hope you enjoy this. Look, give this recipe a go. It's great for a winter. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share this with your friends. I'll catch you next time.